Hey divas and dudes in YouTube land, this is your girl Diva Kiki. How are things going? I know, it's been some time. It's now the 8th of March and I'm just getting my life back together. Okay? Yes. I've been doing better with posting. I've started back posting this week, posting my videos. So I actually need to post one right now. Now that I think about it, because I didn't post one for today. So, but I did, today's Thursday, and I did do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So today's Thursday, I need to go on and I need to post for today. But I wanted to just come on and just have a little bit of chit chat. You guys, I haven't talked to you guys in forever. Sorry, this is my TV, my computer. I gotta turn that off so that I'm not getting a glare in my videos. So yes, coming to you today just to chit chat, just to have some talk so you guys can know what's going on with me. I stated in a previous video, my birthday was February the 4th. I did not get to, I turned 42 years old. Yeah! I turned 42 years old. And I did not get to celebrate it. I had a major, I'm sorry, I'm seeing something on my wall and I'm a little concerned. Okay. Yeah. But anywho, weird things. But yeah, anywho, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my house for a second, guys. Okay, yeah, everything's good. But anywho, I had major issue with my mom and my grandmother home. So we had to take care of that and get that all straightened out. I have a video on my phone that I actually need to post showing you guys what we did to the home, what we had to do with the home. Basically, we remodeled the home with me, my brother, his fiance, and my son. We basically remodeled my grandmother's house, and we did it in a 2 weeks time frame. But there were some things that that I learned along the way, you know. When crises come, you expect family to pull together, and you expect, for me, family pulling together is money, you know, to rectify the situation. It didn't happen that way. Me, my brother, and his fiance pulled a lot of money out of our pockets. And when I say a lot out of our pockets, like, I'm talking a lot. And family members from a distance that are not like immediate family came through and ended up helping, because my immediate family couldn't come through a lot financially. And so it caused me to be behind on my mortgage now, because I was already, at the time the incident happened, I already was getting ready to pay the one to catch up, the one from being behind from Christmas. And so I was paying January's, and as soon as I paid January's, 2 days later February's was due. So the monies that I had for February's, I had to pretty much use to help my grandmother, to save my grandmother's home. My granddaddy had this home built, my grandfather had this home built for my grandmother 20 some years ago, about 23 years ago. And he wanted to have something built from the ground, and he got this home built from the ground for her. And this is like the headquarters of my family. I wasn't going to let it go down, you know, no matter what I had to do. If I had to shuffle some bills around on my own to do what we had to do, then that's what we had to do. My brother and his fiance, they had to end up taking money from their wedding. So they can't have, you know, they basically got to resave up for the wedding. So there were a lot of sacrifices made. You know, I got bills behind now because of all of that, and gas, and having to go there every day. And it was a lot. It was really a lot. It was a lot, you know, and I was tired, and it was a lot. But I do appreciate, you know, the time that I did get to spend with my brother and his fiance. My nephews came and helped us paint one day, and it was just like, we pulled together with us a little bit and did it. I did reach out to a cousin. He did purchase my grandma's mattress and box spring for her. Basically, we had to throw everything out of their home. So it was like they have to basically start over. So I didn't want them to have to start over on their own. I wanted us to do as much as we could so that they didn't have to do that. And there are a couple of things that are undone, like the bathrooms. We didn't get a chance to paint those, but everything else is painted, refreshed, new. I just thought that it was going to be different. I think I got let down because I thought that it was going to be different. I thought that we were going to pull together financially and do what we had to do to save my grandmother's home. And it didn't turn out like that. And I was very disappointed. You know, my uncle and aunt, they did pay for the exterminator, which was a big help. But I really thought that the ones that all of us are there all the time, I thought that we were going to be the ones that do it. But a lot of stress was on me and my brother. Like, it was a lot of stress. And I was contacting people. They were calling me saying, what do you need done? They didn't want to know what happened. They were just like, what do you need? And I had people calling me and just offering up monies, people that weren't even in the family, calling and donating monies to help us get my grandmother's house together. Because me and my brother couldn't do it by ourselves. We just could not do it by ourselves. As much as it looked like we're rich, it looked like, because of the way we dress, that we got a lot. We don't. But we pull from what we had to do what we had to do. My brother alone, I know, had to have hit $1,500 or more out of his pocket. You know, between buying 5 gallons of paint. Paint ain't cheap. You know, and those things was $100 and some a pop. So we had to have about 6 or 7 of those babies. So it was not cheap. It was not cheap at all. But one family member I called, I mean, she was not immediate, but I called her and I was like, hey, I need help. I need help. I was texting my long distance cousin. I was like, I need help. I need help. And these are the people that help make this happen. You know, these are the people that help. And I think in crisis, you really find out, I don't want to say the level of love, but you really find out really where everybody stands, you know. The only thing is that it was a big disappointment to me and my brother, you know, a big disappointment. We expected my uncle, because he's the only son, to take over and get all of this taken care of. And he's right there in the city that they are. And me and my brother live about 45 minutes away, 30 to 45 minutes away. And my brother literally was there every single day in a 2.5, 3, 4 week time span. And me, I had to leave work early, go there. The days, you know, I missed about 2 days out the whole week because I was like, let me at least have my birthday. And that's the day I didn't go. But I was so exhausted and tired, all I could do was sleep on my birthday. So, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. It was a lot of disappointment. But we made it through. With the grace of God, we made it through. And as soon as we made it through, the enemy caused more to happen. The day that we moved my mom and grandma back into the home. I left work early that day, and everything was going good. We were eating Chinese food. We were, you know, the man had just finished painting the kitchen, and everything was good. And then she came out of her mouth and called me selfish. That literally, excuse me, was like, that literally was the last straw for me. I had given everything that I could give in that 2 weeks. My time, my money, gas, shoes to walk in there and paint, everything I had. Sleep. I had no sleep because we were there at 2 and 3 in the morning. Then I would come home, drive an hour to get home, and then got to go to work in a couple of hours. And I was like sleep deprived. You know, my son had to go to school. We gave a lot painting, and I was painting, and we were getting the stuff up off the floor. I was helping with that. I mean, because y'all know, when it come down to it, your girl is crafty. So I'm going to get on. If I have to lift up some wood, I'll lift up some wood. Y'all know, because around here, this is what we do. We do DIYs here. You know, do it yourself. We don't have folk, unless it's somebody that I need to go on my roof. Which I need to tell y'all about that. Which is somebody I need to go on my roof. But other than that, if you ain't got to go on my roof or in my attic, I'm going to go on and handle it here. You know what I'm saying? So it just behooved me that out of everything I had done, you know, even from going to the store to get you underwear and t-shirts and some things for you to wear, and you call me the S word. To me, the S word is selfish, not the cuss word. It literally tore me up, and it made me lose it. And I'm going to explain to you why it made me lose it. My battery is flashing, so I might not be able to tell you why this time. Because it's an in-depth story. I literally snapped. I hadn't had any sleep. I lost it, crying to the point I could barely breathe. Because I asked her not to call me names. That's what I asked, is to not call me names. And I don't know if I ever shared with you guys on YouTube, but all of my life, you know, you guys see me and my mom now. You guys see me and my mom how we are now. You know, you guys see the laughing, and because I'm usually a happy person. When I go around, I'm usually a person just like to laugh and enjoy life. But there's a rough patch between me and my mom that I never told you guys about. When I was growing up, I dealt with my mom yelling and screaming at me a lot. Every day, literally. I dealt with her calling me stupid. I dealt with her calling me dumb. And I dealt with her calling me selfish. And I thought that I was delivered or healed from it. But this last time when she called me selfish, I couldn't deal. I literally I lost it, and all I just kept saying is, don't call me names. Don't call me names. I just kept saying, don't call me names. Don't call me names. And I just kept saying, don't call me names. Like a little kid. I had low self-esteem growing up because of those names being called to me. I had low self-esteem growing up because I felt like I was nobody. And I felt like no matter what I did, I couldn't please her. And no matter what I did, I just was not good enough. And so when this happened, it brings up all of those old emotions that were inside of me, that were there, but they were pushed to the back of my mind because I used those things to be who I am today. And what I did is I used those bad things and I tried to be opposite of those bad things. I tried to do opposite of those bad things to be a better person. But the entire time, that was in the back of, I pushed it to the back of my mind. But when she said that to me, and she had just said it to me when I ran down there and took her to the ER, to the urgent care, because her legs were hurting, and I drove from where I live to where they are on the highway, and I want to say it was October or November, around that time frame. I think it was October, because it either was September or October, because that was when it was September, because we were outside doing or maybe August, I don't know, guys. It was sometime when I was doing the rocks out in the front of my yard, that time frame. So that had to have been August. But what happened, when we were in the urgent care in the waiting room, she called me selfish again. And I literally drove all the way an hour, 30 to 45 minutes. Well, at that time, it was a lot of traffic to get to you, to take you then another 30 minutes away from your home to get to the urgent care because you didn't want to go to the hospital that was there. And you call me selfish? So I held that in. And then this last time, I couldn't do it anymore. I literally could not do it anymore, because the thing is if I have it, I'm gonna give it to you. If I don't have it, then I just don't have it. But if I don't have it and I can figure out a way to get it, then I'm gonna do what I can do to help you. You ask me for something, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to help you. I'm not selfish. I'm far from that. And it just triggered about all the name calling all of my life. And I always said I didn't want to do that to my child. I always said I didn't want to, yell every single day to my child. Now don't get it twisted. Our children do make us yell sometimes. But there's no excuse to yell every single day of my life to my child. And I refuse to raise my child like I was raised. I refuse to raise my child like that. And so when you see me and my mom pretty much in a room now laughing and stuff together, I try to get the good times when she's in that mood, but there's a lot of times I can't film because she's not in that mood, because she's so negative and she's so mean to everybody. And I posted something on Facebook the other day and I said, your mouth, I wasn't talking about, I was just posting a post. I think I said our mouths or your mouth. Our mouths, I think I said our mouths can be so mean that it can make us miss out on blessings. And at the time, I didn't know that T.D. Jakes had a sermon about shut your mouth, which I just found it tonight. But my thing is that she's been mean to my brother the last basically the whole 2 months. My brother didn't have to do the things that he did to help make sure all this stuff happened with this house. But he did because he loved her. I did it because I loved her. And at the end of the day, we get treated like we're the worst kids in the world. And even one of my cousins that's like far down the line came to visit her and told her, look, if you don't want your kids, I'll take them, because my kids ain't doing nothing for me. And your kids have done all of this to this house for you. This house is basically remodeled because of them. But yet, my brother was treated bad, which that was her stick partner right there. Like, they were like this. you know. Now, me and my dad are like this, but him and my mom were like this. My brother is to the point right now that he's on a break. I told him to take a break. Don't go down there for a while. He's hurt, you know. I'm hurt. But I think with me, the difference between he and I is that I'm hurt. But I know that ain't nothing gonna change. He's hurt with the anticipation that she's gonna change. I'm hurt with the anticipation that nothing's gonna change because it ain't changed all these years, and I've been dealing with it all these years. So it's just another piece of the cycle again. You know, that's how I feel about it. So basically, I'm coming to the conclusion of I need therapy. She definitely needs it, but she's not going to go to therapy because I told her years ago that she needed to go to therapy, and she told me, you the one that need to go to therapy, not me. I backed off. And when she said that, I said, you're right, I do need to go to therapy. I told her that. I do. You sure do. I said, I really do. You're right, mama. I need to go to therapy. And now that all of this has happened, and then with my whole family situation, not being as close as I felt that we should have been with the situation, all of that just piled onto what I already had deep inside from my childhood. And so I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to counseling. I am going to counseling, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And that's the thing is, church people always want to not talk about counseling. I'm going to talk about it. I'm literally, guys, I'm going to counseling. Because I wish she and I could go to counseling together, but I know that it's not going to happen. And if she do, she's going to deny everything. But I'm going to go get me right. Because after I had that little episode